Hello my dear friends, my name is Sanne and welcome back to another beauty video. Today I have something exciting for you because I get to try out the newest Game Beauty collection. They just this week released the Street Fighter collection. It is now up for sale, so I'll put some links down below so you can buy it if you're interested. But today I'm just gonna show off the items that they sent me in PR. This video is not sponsored, just so you know. It's all PR and it's all gonna be like my own first impressions and opinions in this video. So, Game Beauty is a fully cruelty-free makeup brand from the US who makes makeup inspired by video games, and recently they've been coming out with some collaborations with famous video games or anime. So they have Persona 5 Royal collection, an Attack on Titan collection, and now they came out with a Street Fighter collection. This collection consists of 1 eyeshadow palette, 4 blush sticks, 2 highlighter sticks, 6 lipsticks, and 6 chameleon eyeshadows as well. They sent me about half of the collection, so I get to show off some of the shades, which is really nice. So first of all, they sent me the Prismatic Pugilist palette. The packaging looks great. It looks awesome. I think it's so cool that basically every item here has like matching packaging, but it's still very unique because it's all inspired by different characters and such. So this is the palette. It's a very fun shape. You open it like that. And then we have just a bunch of fun shades in there. About half of these are pressed pigments, and technically you should not use these on your eyes, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So we have 18 shades and 5 of those are shimmers and the rest are all mattes, and they're just very fun bright colors. It looks a bit chaotic to me. I like the shape of the palette, but what I don't like is that we have so much like empty space around here. Like it feels a bit like the palette is gonna take up a lot of space in my collection, more space than it needs for 18 shadows, you know what I mean? But I do think that it's very unique and fun. A layout like this with everything like not ordered by color, it looks very chaotic to me and my brain doesn't really like that. But when you look at it up close, you can see definitely some shades that work really well together, like these red orangey shades. We have some beautiful blues that work well, some greens, some yellows. So if you look at it, there's definitely some stuff that you can combine very easily to make like a simple look. So that is the eyeshadow palette. Then they also sent me 3 of the face sticks. So I have 2 blush sticks and 1 highlighter stick. The highlighter is in shade 2 Manon. Then we have number 1 Ken, which is a blush stick, and number 3 Lily. See, this packaging is like really fun. The boxes are great. And then the sticks themselves all match very well, but still like each have their own color and their own font on it. Wait, there. We have Lily, which is a bit of like a peachy toned blush stick. And we have Ken, which is definitely a sort of darker brownish toned red. And then we have Manon, the highlighter, which is a pink highlighter. It's very fun. So those are the face sticks. Then next we have 3 lipsticks. We have Marisa, Zangief, and Ryu. I'm very sorry if I mispronounce any of these. I have to confess that I have not played Street Fighter, so I cannot speak on any of the characters. But I can speak on how fun and eclectic and bright and interesting all the packaging looks. So let's just focus on that. So 3 lipsticks. They have the same packaging as the face sticks, which I think is very fun. Marisa over here, which is a very, like a lighter bright red. Then we have Ryu, which is a bit of a brown, a deeper brown red. And then we have Zangief, which is also a deeper red, but this is a bit more, I feel like it's a bit more cool toned. And then finally we have the Chromatic Contender Chameleon eyeshadows, which I also have 3 of. I have Dalsim, DJ, and Guile. These are like very nice, shimmery, almost duochrome eyeshadows that are extremely sparkly and glittery and metallic. Guile, which is a very beautiful bright blue, which shifts a bit to purple as well. Then I have DJ, which is a bright yellow to green shimmer. This like is so metallic, it's beautiful. And then finally we have Dalsim, which is a bit more brown toned, a tiny bit more neutral kind of. yellowish golden. They're a bit difficult to describe. I'm not very good at that, but I like how small this packaging is as well. In the pictures I felt like it looked way bigger or something, but I like how thin and small and easily to, like, it's easy to store and to bring with you. It's very nice. So those are all the products that they sent me, and I'm really excited to play with them. So I think I'm just gonna do one makeup look, try a few of the items out and give you some opinions on them. And I'll probably, on my Instagram, I'll try out even more products, maybe do a lip swatch video and such. So there will be more content with this if you need like more swatches. But for this video, I'm gonna just try out some things for the first time and give my opinions on them and see how that will work. Okay, let's quickly do a makeup look because I've been waiting. So I did my brows and I applied some concealer. That's all I did. Yeah, and I did my skin prep, of course, but that's all makeup wise. So I'm just gonna get started with the blush sticks, of course. So I think I'm gonna try out Ken just because I think it looks nice. And I want to see if like it looks really dark, if it works on my very, very extremely pale skin as well. So I'm just gonna slightly add that. And not go overboard immediately, and we'll work it in and see how it goes. Maybe we are able to do it very lightly. Yeah, I think something like that looks good. I have not always liked blush sticks because they're not as easy to blend out as a liquid blush. I prefer liquid blushes, but I think this one actually is quite easy to blend. And I definitely should not have applied much more, I think. I'm just quickly gonna apply some eyeshadow primer before we get into the eyeshadow palette. Because I use this eyeshadow primer for literally every single look that I do. So I always test out my makeup with this as well. I don't think it's fair to try out makeup without. Even though I use eyeshadow primer every day. This is the Milani Eyeshadow Primer. Which is definitely one of my all-time favorites. And while we wait for that to settle, I'll just set my face with some powder. Okay, and for this look, I want to try out the Guile Chameleon Shadow because it's so beautiful. So I'm just gonna mix it with some of the blue shades that are in the palette. So I'm gonna start out here with Sharpened Sonic. And I'm just gonna blend that into the outer corner. This is a bit more green toned, and I feel like that's why it would work well with that Guile shadow, because I feel like Taking Aim, the one above, is too blue. Explaining color is still one of the most difficult things to do. Anyway, I'm just blending that into the outer corner a bit. That pigmentation is just immediate. Like, I really don't have to work hard for that at all. And then I'm gonna get into this shade, Diosa del Sol, to blend it out a bit. Also turn it a tiny bit more grey, I think. Oh, that is a pretty, it's like a denim-y shade. Ooh, wait, okay. I have this one shadow by Chaos Dirt, which has like a denim-y undertone, and I just have not been able to find a matte shadow that works really well with it. Maybe this would work. Just adding that in there. Using that to go underneath just the tiniest bit because I want to do some different shadows underneath as well. It's so pigmented, you really have to watch out actually. And then I'm going into Not a Little Girl over here, the really pale blue. I like that they're a bit more muted tones. I think that's very pretty. I'm just working that into the inner corner, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the other shadows a bit as well. Make sure the blend is perfect. The blend is also really easy, I have to say. Just using a bit more of that Sharpened Sonic to deepen that outer corner. I'm grabbing a bit of a smaller fluffy brush for under my lid, my lower lid. And I'm going into this shade called The Great Sunlight. And I'm just applying that to the lower lash line. Blending that slightly over here into the blue. So now that we have that matte base down, we're gonna go into the Chameleon shadows, and I'm gonna try out Guile. It's so pretty. I'm just using my fingers. That's my favorite way of applying shimmer shadows. And I'm just adding that to the lid. Ooh. That's pretty. That is so bright and sparkly. That is really nice. You see how bright that is? That's so good. I'm just grabbing my silicone brush and then I'm going into the shade DJ, which is the really, really bright one. Oh, so much pigment. It's kind of like between a dark green and a more orangey yellow. Using the edge of my little silicone brush. And I'm applying this on the lower lash line. Very fun and bright. That's beautiful. That's stunning. I'm just gonna go back into the matte shadows a tiny bit just to blend out that outer corner a bit more into the shimmer. Mainly going into the Osa del Sol. Then I'm just adding this gold pencil by Maximo on top. Yeah. Okay, so I have one eye done. I'm just quickly gonna do the other eye and then I'll be right back with you to show off one of the lipsticks because I think I have to at least use one. The look is done. The face part of the look. So I'm moving over to lips. The thing is that I absolutely love how these lipsticks look. They look great, but they're very, very bright and intense. And all the colors in the eyeshadow palettes are also bright and intense. So it's a bit difficult to combine the two. Like, I don't see a lot of shadows in that eyeshadow palette that I personally think a red lipstick would work really well with. And I think the collection is basically just different shades of red lipstick. So I think I'm gonna go for the least red one, which is this one. It's mainly a bit brown. So I think like something like that is too bright. This could maybe work, but then I'm wearing like three, like the primary colors on my face. Red, blue and yellow. So I think I'm just gonna go for this brown one. So this is the Line Up lip liner by Cara Beauty in the shade Gia, which is also like a dark reddish brown tone. So I think it will be good as a base. Okay, have that as a base. And then we're gonna use shade Ryu. Shade number 1, this deep brown color. We'll see how that looks. That glides on really easily. Just one swipe basically. And that is an absolute stunning shade of red. It's beautiful. I love how deep and muted it is. It's not really brown, it's basically just a really deep red. I feel like it matches very well with my hair currently. Okay, I don't know how well it matches the rest of the look, but just gonna keep it for now because this is about trying out all the new makeup, right? Okay, I'm just gonna add mascara and lashes and then I'll be right back with you. Okay, I'm back. I added some lashes and now I finally feel like this look is done. I feel like the combination with the lipstick may have looked better if you ignore that yellow part, but I wanted to try out those shadows. So. Okay, first impressions so far. Of course, I have not used a large part of the collection. I've only used a few items. I did a look yesterday as well, so I tried out a few other shadows. And what I noticed so far from using the shadows in the palette is that they're extremely blendable and extremely pigmented. Really easy to use. I have not had any issues. I mean, like this blue look, I had this blended in like 3 minutes. The whole look was done. It's really, really easy to use. The formula is great so far. I'm really enjoying it. One of the things that I have noticed is that with the Chameleon shadows, especially Guile, applying that with my fingers, I had a lot of fallout. Like I have a lot of glitter specks all over my face here. So that is something to keep in mind. The blush, really easy to blend, easy to apply, looks really pretty even on very pale skin and even though the shade looks really dark. And this lipstick may actually be one of my new favorites. Like this muted deep tone is so beautiful, but it's also really comfortable. Like it's really a creamy buttery lipstick, but it still looks beautifully like matte, nearly matte. It's not like fully matte, it's a bit satiny, but it glided onto my lips, really easy to apply, and it looks stunning. And it's really, really comfortable. I don't know, from what I've used so far, I really have not a single negative thing to say, basically. It all looks beautiful. Maybe like one of the comments I would have made is I would have liked to see a bigger range of lipsticks, because I think this is the first time Game Beauty came out with lipsticks. Not entirely sure. They have lip glosses, I know that, but I think this is the first time they came out with lipsticks. I would have loved that range to be a bit more than just red lipsticks, but I really also like the fact that there's 6 different shades of red that you can choose from, and you can basically find your perfect red in there. Packaging is really nice. It is like plastic, so it feels light. It doesn't feel like extremely expensive or anything, but like the attention to detail on the packaging, the colors, the shades, the boxes, that all makes up for it basically. In conclusion, my first impressions of this collection are really positive. Again, I have not played Street Fighter, so I cannot say if this is like, if the shades like match the characters or anything. I have no clue. So that is something for the Street Fighter fans to decide. But yeah, I think the packaging looks amazing, wonderful, very detailed as always. So far, all the pigment from everything that I've used is beautiful. These chrome chameleon shadows are so pretty. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I'm very positive about these products. It's only the first few times that I've tried them, so I still have to play with them a lot more, but overall, so far, it gets the stamp of approval. So yeah, I'll link all the products that I use down below and everything for this new collection. If you're thinking of getting the new collection, and maybe also take a look at my Instagram, I'll have some more swatches and everything up as well. Plus, I am affiliated with Game Beauty, so if you use code Bottle of Happiness, you get 10% off, and I get a percentage as well. So we can all share in the fun, basically. All links are down below, so you can check that out. Let me know what you think of this collection. Like, is it up your alley? Have you been eyeing it? Have you bought it already? Let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my Instagram is also linked down below, where I share even more makeup tutorials and fun stuff. And that's gonna be it for me today. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Toodles!